Tyler was approaching his 10th birthday. So it was like December, and he was complaining that his foot was hurting him. I thought nothing of it initially because he plays soccer. So I thought he probably got a hit on his foot. Like 2 weeks after the first time he said it to me, he still complained. And in January, he complained again. So I took it serious at that point. When he did the first x-ray and the results came back, the doctor in Jamaica said that he did not like what he saw. So he wanted some more tests to be done. He said it looked like cancer. I'm going to recommend a Dr. Temple to you. And that is when we came over. Did the necessary tests, and it came back that he had osteosarcoma. We read about the sarcomas. The osteosarcoma would be the aggressive one, to the point where we're talking about life and death.
I met Tyler in consultation. He came here, we did an immediate biopsy, and unfortunately his diagnosis was high-grade osteosarcoma of the upper tibia.
Unfortunately for Tyler, it had not spread, and he had a localized disease that was only present in the proximal part of his tibia, which is the bone in the lower part of your leg. So right beneath the knee, and that's the second most common place for it to happen. In our experience, we usually see kids ranging anywhere from about 5 years old up until young adulthood. Tyler fell on the younger end of the range for an osteosarcoma, but it is a common occurrence relatively in the cancer world.
He immediately had chemotherapy. And after he underwent induction chemotherapy and had a wonderful response, he presented for surgical intervention. And that's typically how these kids are treated, with chemotherapy and surgery.
The effects on the chemo on his little body, his 10-year-old frail body. Well, he lost his hair, his eyebrows, he lost that. The nails got dark, and the eating habit was thrown off. He hardly could eat, and it reached a point where he just wanted to give up because he questioned stuff, and it was like, I'm only 10 years old. Why is this happening to me? Why do I have to keep doing this? But he was a real trooper. Like, he took on whatever he had to do, he took it on. But I had to build him up to get him to do that.
First of all, Tyler was an avid soccer player. He loved sports. That was important to him. Unfortunately, most of the options that we come up with to cure this disease are going to leave him unable to play that competitively. So we had to consider, what would be the best functional outcome for him overall.
When I first started out in orthopedic oncology, his treatment would have been an amputation through the femur, and that would have been it. But now, with newer technology, better techniques, and chemotherapeutic interventions, we can save these extremities. He underwent a successful procedure where we were able to remove the upper end of his tibia and reconstruct his knee and his proximal tibia with an extendable implant. The beauty of this implant is that he doesn't have to come back time and time again for another surgical procedure to expand it, that it expands by a magnet. So with electromagnetic frequency, we can bring him into the office intermittently every 3 to 6 months, and we can expand him up to 1 centimeter in the office. It's painless. It takes about a half an hour to 45 minutes, and he's on his way.
He's slowly adjusting to life without doing what he loved. He's now taking on to the statistics aspect of soccer. Like, he'll tell you everything and anything about every team, anybody.
Children who have osteosarcoma, they've experienced the worst of the worst. They've gone through terrible chemotherapy, they've gone through major surgery. Tyler was very fortunate to go to Nicholas Children's Hospital simply because it is the only facility that offers this type of service in this region.